Who were the women in your life that encouraged or inspired you to pursue music as a career? I am very fortunate because I met Cara Diaguardi, who is an iconic songwriter. I met her when I was in college, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to be an artist or a songwriter, and at that time I didn't know that you could really do both. So Cara was probably one of the first women I met who really encouraged me to get better at songwriting. It was more of like a tough love situation. She was like, you have potential, but the songs you're writing right now aren't good, so you need to get better. And at the time I was like, oh, well, that's just rude. But looking back, I looked up to her so much and saw, all the incredible songs that she wrote. And to me, I was like, wow, I want to be like that. And so if she thinks that I actually have a shot at doing this, I'm going to try to do it. So she was a huge inspiration for me as a young songwriter. And I think having women like that to look after each other and to support each other is so important, because I don't think I would have had the courage or the enthusiasm to try to get better at what I did if she hadn't been so encouraging to me. As a songwriter, what stories are you interested in telling, and what stories did you think were missing when you started your creative path? The stories that I enjoy telling are the ones that are real and honest and things that have actually happened in my life. I find that the more specific I get about thoughts and emotions that I have, the more people actually have a lot in common with those things, which is pretty crazy to think, because, sometimes we get in our heads about, oh, well, this has only happened to me, but it actually hasn't. Like, we all have a lot more in common than we think. And as far as the topics I thought were missing in songs when I first started songwriting, I felt like I hadn't heard like a really emotional song in country music for a while, because I used to listen to country music and it was all really, introspective lyrics about things that were happening in society and, real feelings and emotions that women had. And I feel like for a while, country music went through a time where you weren't really hearing many women or their perspectives. So when I started as a songwriter in country, I was like, I think we need a little more female perspective on what, it looks like now to be a modern female. And because a lot of the songs were describing women, in cutoff jeans and pickup trucks. And I was just like, well, that's not me. So I think we need more stories of how women like me are feeling. What has your experience been like as a woman breaking through in country music? It's been so long since women have had a voice in this genre, and it's exciting to be a part of the new movement. Like Marin and Casey Musgraves has sort of like started paving the way, and women used to be like the powerhouses of country, and for some reason they just haven't been getting played on the radio. So for me to be a part of the next wave is really cool, because I feel like, every woman in country music, we're so different from each other, but we can all exist in the same genre and not be competitive or think we have to outdo the other person. Like, that is not the purpose of country music or music in general. So I think it's really special to come up with a group of women who all just want the best for each other and are completely supportive of like everybody's different music styles and voice. And it's just really exciting to see country music expand so much and be so accepting of so many different types of women. The Best New Artist category has some legendary winners. What does it mean to you to be nominated? Being nominated in the Best New Artist category is still pretty mind-blowing to me, because I definitely just started, and some of the people in that category are like people I listen to all the time for fun. So like Megan Thee Stallion. I'm like, how did we get in the same category? I have no idea. Like, she writes really dope songs. I write really sad songs. It's fine. But it means a lot to me because, you know, sometimes as a new artist, you're not sure if you are moving the dial in any way or if your songs that are coming from such a real place really matter. And so to me, as somebody who's new, but also not new because I've been writing for so long, it's just kind of, it's very reaffirming to me as a songwriter because I'm so used to writing for other people, and then the fact that the songs that are about me and my story are resonating with so many people, it just reminds me of why I do this all in the first place, which is to relate to people and tell stories. So it is a true honor for me to be nominated in that category, and I still cannot believe it. What advice would you give to young women who are trying to make it as a songwriter or performer? You need to be your biggest cheerleader. It's obviously nice getting affirmation from other people and people you respect, but at the end of the day, if you don't really believe in what you're doing, nobody else is. And it's such a tough lesson to learn at the beginning because obviously you want people to like you, and you know, we learn so much about music from seeing what other people are doing. And there's such a fine line though between learning from other people and comparing yourself to other people. I've learned so much from other women in music, and there are a bunch of legends like Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn and all these female powerhouses in country, but in no way am I ever trying to be exactly like them or think that I'm doing something wrong just because the way that I got to where I am doesn't look the same as their journey. Everyone's journey is different, and I think sometimes we as women have been programmed by society to think that we have to compare ourselves to one another, and don't do that. Just believe in what you do, separate from what everybody else is doing, and you have to be the one to show people that what you have to say matters. But that starts with you believing it yourself without anybody telling you that it's good. So work hard. You're going to get more no's than yeses, but if you truly love what you do, then none of that matters because it's supposed to be fun and the journey is supposed to be exciting. And if it's anything else than that, then it's not worth it. So just keep after it and be true to yourself.